Hey guys, Dr. John Dandridge here. Hey, look, if you know me, you know that sports has been a big part of my life. When I grew up, I played baseball in college and then professionally for a while, and so it was just a huge part of my upbringing, a part of my youth, and into adulthood. And that experience taught me a lot. It gave me a different lens in which I look at really the world, but especially as it relates to health and just overall well-being. And so I think that there's some great lessons that we can pull out of just taking a deeper look into, let's say, the professional athlete, people who are performing at the top of their game. And if we really look at these people, pick your sport, doesn't matter which one, they all behave similarly. But if you're thinking about that individual in your mind and you ask yourself, what did they do outside of game time? What did they do when they're not performing on the court or the field or the track or whatever? And I think what we'll all realize is that when these people are not performing, they're training, right? And sometimes they train thousands and thousands and thousands of hours just to play one game or just to compete in one event, in the case of, say, the Olympics. But they train for the proportion of training to actually competing in the game is just completely tilted towards training, right? They prepare a tremendous amount in order to play and compete. And so I think that we should all treat ourselves in the same way, right? My job is chiropractic, is to provide the care that I provide here in our office. Your job my game, let's say, the game that I'm competing in, let's say, is chiropractic. Using this example, your game may be your job, whatever that is. It doesn't matter. So the question is, what are we doing outside of our game, right? What are we doing outside of that to prepare for it? So like we see a lot of people in the construction industry. So they're working very physically, very, very hard throughout the day. I always ask them, like, what are you doing outside of your work day to help you prepare for that day? Because it's a very stressful event, right? You're in there, you're working very hard physically, you're carrying lots of weight, et cetera, et cetera. So what are you doing to prepare yourself for that event? Are we doing anything to keep ourselves strong and capable of doing that? Yes or no? And I think that we should, right? We should. Just like the professional athlete prepares a tremendous amount of hours to play one game, oftentimes, we should do the same in our lives.